Ugh. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to the channel. It's match reaction time. And it's a match reaction. So, yeah, we have a lot to discuss. There's a lot to talk about today. Leeds United got a big reality check today. A big one. Let me not just go there yet. We got a big reality check today. We know that look, it was obvious we weren't going to win today. I know a few of you had hope in the match preview, and that's cute. But the way we lost today, there's ways to lose games, and that was abysmal all round abysmal, absolutely shocking today. 5 goals, and they were all I'm glad. I know we won the penalty in the end. All I'm glad is that Max Dowman didn't score a goal, because then we never hear the end of it. Okay, we never hear the end of it. Lord have mercy. That was no better, people, today. And I'm just going to say this off the bat, than our last in the Prem. No better than that. It was a typical effort from that era of the Bielsa Marsh days, where we just go and get absolutely opened up. I see everyone saying the hard to beat thing here. I get it. But obviously not every team is going to do that. But there is one glaring, obvious thing that we need to discuss when it comes to team selection and what we've got available that is sticking out like a sore thumb. And hopefully there's a few things that you guys can see. But it's been plain to see to me that I've said it all summer. If the players that we keep signing, you saw it from the starting lineup today, and we'll get into it, people. But listen, hope everyone's good, as good as you can be. But yeah, this is where we're going to find out. This is where we're going to find out, well, for me personally anyway, on this channel, how sensible everybody is, okay? And how you take this today. I knew we was going to take some beatings this season. I didn't think it'd be this soon, people, but yeah, that was atrocious. And by the way, this was the longest game I feel like I've watched for Leeds United in a long time. This really did give me like flashbacks of PTSD of our last Premier League stint. I was looking at the clock, and Arsenal were just suffocating us over and over. And I thought we was near half time. No word of a lie, people. The clock said 21 minutes. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it, man. Oh, man. Another striker, Nick. There's a lot more that needs to be done. There's a lot more that needs to be done. Therapy time. Yeah, therapy. Yeah, I mean, look, people, here's the cold numbers. And these things can't be disputed. There's absolutely ways to lose. Absolutely. And that certainly wasn't it. Lots of people saying Nuno time, but just the quick numbers of this one, because we don't do the stats too much here. But wow, and our one shot on target was that header from Pascal Struijk, like in the first half, after Arsenal had just been smothering us, and it was from the first corner of the game. Apart from that, 69% possession for Arsenal. I mean, is that nearly over double the passes? They were just on a different level. So listen, this just goes to say, and you know what I will say though, someone in the chat yesterday, and I think it was JTEX. I think it was a regular of mine, said, Cage, I think you're showing Arsenal too much respect. You're right in one sense, JTEX. I said it was going to be 1-0 to Arsenal. Okay, maybe I did show them too much respect, but I knew exactly how the play was going to go. And if you allow them to do that, they will take you out, and that's what they've done to us today. Yeah. 5 shots on target, 5 goals. Yeah, it has to be said. Listen, all round, from manager to the players, this was a abysmal performance. And listen, let's get into it, people. Stuart here saying we have a lot of work to do, but we regroup and go again. David saying I turned off at halftime. It was unbearable. It was tough, man. It was tough. James proving he's not a Premier League player. Wilf, we should have been buying players for the starting lineup. Wilf, you've been a member of my channel for a long time. What did I say when we got promoted? You need to buy players that moves the players that starting in that team down to the bench. Then the players that are on the bench or on the peripheries, sell them. You've got to be ruthless like that. And we haven't done that. Now, I can't blow a gasket and say, why haven't we done this? You know, I'm not crazy. You know, I got other things in life that I'm happy with. But it's glaringly obvious what you need to do. But what it is obvious though is that we are set up to try and compete with the bottom half of the Premier League only. That is clear from what we're doing with the recruitment. This is not a team that is going to worry the top 6, top 8, top 9, probably top 10. We are trying to take points off the teams around us and hope that we finish 17th. And it is clear with the recruitment. Okay. Yeah, 3 new players in the lineup. Let's talk about that, because guys, this should never have happened. Should never have happened for Leeds United Football Club. I know Sunderland have lost today, and people will talk about that in terms of them losing to Burnley. The point is, though, that they've tried to turn around their team and put in some more quality players in there, in addition to the ones they've already got. We've literally started 3 of our new signings today at Arsenal. You know, we've gone this whole thing as well that we keep on talking about. We're a big team and everything else like that. Counts for nothing if you don't play them. But we've literally played our championship team plus Perry, Goodmanson, and Stack today. Everybody else is from the championship. That shouldn't have been the case for this Leeds United Football Club. Not with the money we generate, not with the 49ers back in, not with the Red Bull network. Sorry, it shouldn't have been this way. Now, again, I want to make it clear, not every game is going to be like this. We are going to have better days. We're going to have days like Everton. We're going to have days like today. We're going to have indifferent days. The point being, though, is that this lineup shouldn't be here at this point. But it is. And that's what we've got to work with, isn't it? That's what we've got to work with. But I've been consistent with what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying when we've been signing players. I mean, it adds to the squad, but does it move anyone out the position? That's what I've been saying. And you guys that watch me regularly will have seen all the signing videos. I've been like, Stack is one that comes in. He was poor today, though, by the way. But Stack comes in. He does come into the starting 11 for sure. People talking about Mecha. Mecha came on today, looked a bit physical, but then also looked like a gazelle running around for no reason. But that was just a state of play at the time he came on. He's not going to do a lot at 4-0 down at the time. The point is, the recruitment should have been solid from the first signing, and the first signing was Mecha, and it kind of let you know what we was in for. JTEX, you're the one that said it. It's you, JTEX. You said I showed Arsenal too much respect. What are you saying? BO having a harsh word with his agent right now. Talking Barca saying Farke is a Prem coach. Yeah, listen, and I said in the preview, I did overthink it. I thought he'd probably start Harrison over Nanto just for the defensive capabilities. But the one thing I did get right, and it's because of his trust in the player, is Gruev starting today. Now, listen, Longstaff came on today and was doing what Longstaff does, run around, got knocked off the ball easily, looks for the sideway pass. Again, 50 million in question for me. I'm sorry, I just don't buy the Kool-Aid just because people sign for Leeds United that all of a sudden they're going to become a great player. It doesn't work like that for me. Football doesn't work like that. The point is, Gruev is one that should have been sold in the summer. We shouldn't even be talking about Gruev today, let alone having Sam Byram come on for Jayden Bogle at the Emirates. That tells you a lot about the recruitment so far. That can't happen. And again, this is something I've been very consistent with. This isn't knee-jerk for me. I've said that we need 2 fullbacks, whether you get into James Justin and get in a left-footed left back for Goodmanson, because he struggled badly today. Very bad. Lost all his lines as well. Played people onside. Saka had the best of him when he was on the pitch. There's just certain players that you've got to have adequate cover, and Sam Byron coming on at the Emirates is not it. Okay, it's not it. But this club, as always, it will always cater to the passion merchants, and you know we love this player, so you can't let him go. You've got to be ruthless in this game, people. That's how Forest have got where they are. I know they're in a bit of turmoil at the minute with the whole Nuno thing. That's how you get to the next levels. You've got to be ruthless. And again, this club is never going to be ruthless enough. John here saying, I wonder if the CEO has had a wake-up call today. He let his emotions get the better of him by keeping Farke and with these poor signings. Well, the signings are a collective effort, aren't they? They're between the inexperienced Underwood and Farke together. It's a collective effort between the manager and the recruitment team. But it hasn't been strong enough. We've bought in volume of players, and people say, well, we signed 9 players. What more do you want? That's so basic. You know, a bloody oh, I can't say the word, but a dumb person could say that. But what is the quality of the player you've brought in? I've already said it. Farke himself said in a press conference, we need players up front of quality. That's what he said. So if you're getting players up front that are not of quality, guess what you still need? Players of quality. So you're just adding to the numbers without someone that is outright starting. And we had this problem when we was doing the match preview of looking at who's starting. And either way you looked at it, it was weak, wasn't it? It was weak. Exactly. It's signed 9, but how many in next level? Exactly that. I know I've done a video today earlier talking about the latest link that we're in for Backwell. Could be meeting the 35 million euro target that Strasbourg are wanting. We need a Mitrovic, Demirovic. Give me an inch. Get someone 30 up front. We cannot be relying on just Peru and Mecha. And DCL, again, people wasn't even involved today. I know. And the thing was with that, and I don't know why the club account did this, it made people think that he was possibly going to be involved because they put out training videos of DCL. Don't know why you do that, because all you're doing with that as a club is putting pressure on the player to come back probably quicker than he's ready to. And you're also making the club look stupid by saying, oh, look, DCL could feature, and he's not even on the bench today. It was a silly post to put out by the club, but we know this club loves a PR post. That's what it's all about. It's all passionate. AJ here saying, poor starting selection today. Grew of Peru, Nanto should have been on the bench. Hey, there's a few that could have been on the bench. Mr. P, thank you for the super chat. We were promoted in April, but it seems we're still not deciding on what we need, or so it seems. This game is an example, or 10. This game is an example, or 10 games we will play. Don't know what you mean by that. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding it, Mr. P. But yeah, again, something I've echoed since we've been promoted. We've been promoted since the 21st of April, all right? And you need to start strong. You need to start strong in the window. You can't start with a Bonao, a Mecha. That doesn't send out the right signals to prospective players that might look like they want to come. If they see that you mean business with some real key signings, they might go, you know what? I want a part of that. We didn't start that way. But look, we're going to speak about the transfer window at the end of the window. We're going to go in detail, our full thoughts and feelings about that then. But the point being, a large portion of this team today is championship, okay? And listen, Chris here is saying, simple, you changed the norm from the norm against teams like this. I gave credit last time. He now showed he has to go. Okay. Never mind on the he has to go bit, Chris. I know you're very staunch on that and you're waiting for Nuno to come in, even though he's probably going to go West Ham. But Farke, like you, Chris, I gave him full credit. And listen, it's never enough, by the way, for the Farke sexuals out there. Never enough. I literally said that I liked how he set up the team with a different formation against Everton, his changes that he made before his usual 70-minute thing. There was a lot of game management that I praised him for, and his insistence on the board that he needs to strengthen. I said all of this, and it's still not enough for the Farke sexuals. They want you to do tricks on it. They want you to say, ooh, daddy, how can you give it to me? They want it all like that. Well, guys, I don't move like that. I'm a Leeds United fan, not a Farke fan. I want the best for my football club. And I give credit where it's due, but you also have to point out the flaws where it's due as well. And today, we were playing out from the back, right? Multiple times where Perry almost got stuck. He almost got caught out twice. But between the goalkeeper and the defense, it wasn't working. So you have to go to a new system. You've got to do something new. And we just kept on persisting, trying to play out from the back against this Arsenal team. And listen, this is what I said in terms of this Arsenal team yesterday, and people thought I was giving them too much credit. They have strengths on every single bit of the pitch. And even when you saw Saka go off and Odegaard come off with injuries, they get Waneri on there. They get who came on, Trossard and all these guys. They have strengths all over the pitch. Timber, who I mentioned yesterday, who's going to replace Ben White, I said, look out for Timber. And look what he did. His first double in Arsenal colours. You know, we've broken that one for him. Reese here with a super chat. We do need more and better signings, but I'm still relatively chill. A few more signings, think we will survive. Took Forest and Villa years to get good. Reese, I get it. And listen, I'm chilled as well. I'm actually quite calm considering we've just been absolutely clapped up 5-0. But Reese, in the difference that you're talking about there, you've mentioned Forest and Villa, so you've opened it up to that. Forest and Villa recruited above their stations. Eventually they did. And it wasn't long that they did that. Forest in their first year back, after 20 plus years out of the Premier League, signed Keylor Navas as a goalkeeper. They were doing things like that, and we haven't quite done that. Aston Villa getting in Kamara on a free when we should have been in that conversation at that time. Them getting Kamara on the free, signing Tielemans, all these kind of guys. We're not doing that kind of recruitment. And Farke himself said in the pre-match press conference that the signings that we're making, because people, the interviewer made a great question about the kind of signings we get in that they do have checkered injury histories. And he said, well, yeah, because, they will probably be cheaper to get. There's talent there, but they're cheaper to get because of their injury histories. Forest and Villa didn't do this, Reese. So because you opened it up to that, I agree with the first bit, but Forest and Villa were way more aggressive, and as well as taking players out of the team as well. And especially if it didn't work, they would actively get rid of players. And again, something we're not doing. We're not doing that. But I get your point, no. Get your point. What's saying here? The doctor, man, doctor, I haven't seen you in ages, man. Where have you been? The doctor in the house. What's missing from this debacle was Harrison. Yeah. Again, someone that shouldn't even be here, but he is because he's been given a second chance. Meanwhile, Ramazani might be going out on loan. Yeah. Ram here saying the question is, are the three worse teams than us? Well, look, this is where I don't lose my perspective. We've already seen Wolves lose. Did Wolves lose again? Have they even played again? Have I just put bad juju on Wolves? Well, West Ham lost again, right? But there's a good chance that Potter might be going, and they could be getting Nuno or even Daishi to come in. All right. There is what I've said constantly with this current makeup of our team is that we could finish 17th, but it's going to be ugly like today. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be a long season, but you can make sure of it. You can make sure of it by shoring up this team and giving yourself the best opportunity in this period where this season, I feel like this is going to be the best opportunity for Sunderland, for Leeds to stay up and jump over two established teams already. But you've got to make the moves to do so. Wolves have already got in another centre-back as well, Craigie from, I can't even remember where they signed him from. So they're strengthening their defence. We've got to do the same in terms of our attack. I still think that our midfield will be fine. By the way, I gave them all the praise in the world on Everton, and I loved it for a few days, how well they all performed. Today was a bad day at the office for all of them today. And yeah, Gruev, yeah, it's one of those. Explain why Biol didn't play. I guess it's because Strout played well. It's because Strout played well against Everton. But again, I said this in the preview, Everton and Arsenal are two different beasts. And I don't know if playing Biol would have saved anything, people. I don't know if Ampadu being fit would have saved it. Maybe we would have only lost 3-0 today. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those today where Strauch, it was a bad one for him today. Really, really bad today. And look, there was a whole bunch of bad performances. Goodmanson had a shocker today, but Strauch was really meat today. And that Gyökeres first goal, that can't happen, man. Not at Premier League level. You can't stand off like that and just admire the striker. Can't do that, people. And I was adamant, people. I didn't want to see this today. But you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it, man. Pete saying here, can our manager not change formation? What about three at the back? I mean, there's an argument, Pete, that at halftime, I mean, the game was probably gone at 2-0 anyway, I guess so. But maybe we could have brought on Biol and just changed to a back three to just stop the bleeding. We was never going to come back into it. And this isn't me talking like a loser. This is me being realistic of the game state, because Arsenal were absolutely smothering us. That would have been the opportunity to maybe take off a Gruev and bring in a Biol just to give us three at the back and shore it up. But he kept the same formation, the same team. And it's one of those where you just look at Farke and go, why haven't you changed it? Why didn't you change some of the instruction in the first half to stop playing out from the back? Maybe we would have done better with distributing the ball to the middle of the park instead of just up front to Peru, where you'd have got swallowed up by Saliba and Gabriel. But we just didn't try anything new. The thing with Farke is it about adapting to the game state, and he didn't do it today. He didn't do it, and just hopefully it's not going to be a pattern of things to come, and this can be a one-off. Like Neil says here, let this be a one-off and a spark to ignite this team. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be a different kind of game next week against Newcastle, but we got to hope that they're going to be the favorites in the team for sure. But the Newcastle game at home is one that, in their current state with all the ESAC thing, maybe they'll sort it by then. Who knows? You've got to look at that and think, can we grab something from that? But we certainly won't grab anything if we play like we did today. No chance. Richard saying, yeah, imagine the score if Arsenal played well. That's tremendous, man. Will is saying the only good thing about this defeat is that the 49ers will look to spend the money they have left and not hold anything back for the transfer window. Well, I don't believe in that whole thing anyway about waiting for the January window, because by then you could be cut adrift. Give yourself the best chance from the start, which is, again, something that you need to do from the summer. Don't believe in that January thing. You tweak things in January. You don't go and add a 20, 30 million pound player, first of all, because you can't, because the prices are just bananas in January. But also, you don't know what you're going to need in January. So give yourself the best shot from the summer. And even, again, using Sunderland as an example, even though they lost today, they have shored up every single position, and they're about to sign Lukumi from Bologna. Bologna don't want to release him, but Lukumi wants to go there. They're going to sign another strong centre back to go into that team, and they've shored up at fullbacks. That's what you've got to do. Meanwhile, we're going to try and sign James Hill, who is a novice at this level and doesn't out and out play fullback. It's just, why do that? It's infuriating. Just go and get two fullbacks to give Goodmanson and Bogle some competition, please. Just do it, please. You know, give Farke. You've backed Farke, 49ers. You've backed them. You've backed him. You decided to leak out that report in the summer to get a temperature test of what the fan base was going to say. You didn't like the response. You thought, oh, they're going to go mad if we sack him. So you've backed him a couple of weeks later. Back him properly in the market. He needs all the help he can get. And I've said this from the start as well. Said it from the start. You know what? I'm going to say this, because a couple of you mentioned Roden. I thought Roden was okay today, and maybe I need to rewatch it. But I thought, listen, we conceded 5, so no one covers himself in glory today. Absolutely not. And I'm sure in some places he was at fault. But I thought he was probably our best player today overall. James tried to be an outlet at times, but again, it's at this level. It's something I've said before. You when you've got the opportunities with Dan James, when he goes forward, you've got to take him, or you've got to make him count. And he was just getting bundled over the ball. I thought everyone, and including James, just looked very meek. I think we gave Arsenal way too much respect, and we looked like we were scared to tackle him. We really did. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Maxi is saying perfect chance for Daniel to be ruthless with selection now. The championship level players guts to go. But that's the thing, though. He's gone with the selection today, Max, because Farke, we know, trusts certain players, and that's why you've seen Gurev today. Now, I'm not advocating for Longstaff to start. I'm really not. Absolutely not. But I'm saying that's the reason why Gurev would have got the nod today. And this is why I don't want to go into it today. We'll speak about it when we do the transfer window rating, man. Yeah, we were definitely scared today. Absolutely. Yeah, today was it was an absolute mess. Yeah, David. Yeah, I'm not talking about the defensive work. You know, a lot of it was defense today. We barely saw David Raya today, apart from Strauk's header. It's more about when he did manage to break on the right. There was a couple of opportunities where, you know, a full-on Dan James at the championship level will probably take it on a bit more, but he wasn't taking on his man properly. The only time he did take somebody on was actually Gabriel, and he got past him and put one across the box. But there wasn't enough of that. And like I've said before to people, and I hope that you're realizing this now, I've repeat what I've said before. You get 9, 10 of those opportunities in the championship per game. We just keep on going, keep on coming back. In the Premier League, if you're lucky, you get 2, 3, and you've got to make the most of them when you do get those opportunities. Ryan here, what did I think of Bogle today? It made it tough for him when he got that early yellow, Ryan. I don't think he was really bad. I don't think he was like appalling today. I thought he did. Yeah. Oh, all right. He wasn't terrible for me though. There was like ones that really stood out today where it was just probably a stretch too far for him. And Goodmanson and Strauk are two that really stuck out for me today. At midfield, Stack was pretty much anonymous today. You know, that wasn't Stack that we saw against Everton. He was barely, you know, mentioned today, apart from when he conceded a penalty. I know that, yeah, he did all right. You know, he did all right. But with Stack, And people are saying that wasn't a penalty. I mean, Max Dowman made the most of it, but Stack did step on his foot. So, you know, if we get our foot step on in the box, we want a penalty too. Doesn't matter if it's exaggerated dive, it was a penalty. But yeah, and Tanaka as well today. We were just bullied today. We were just bullied today. Yeah, no outlet. By the way, Peru, let's talk Peru up front today. We may as well not play with a striker. We may as well not play. I think Peru probably had 1 or 2 touches in his own half where he tried to link the play. One of them went out of touch, but he hardly had a chance today to see the ball. So again, this isn't for me saying Peru was like stunk out the joint today. He just didn't have any opportunity. But what I will say is with Newcastle being the kind of team they are, with the Joel Lintons and everyone else like that in there, and very good centre backs in there like Fabian Schär and Botman, is he going to go with the more physical striker? Is DCL going to be fit by next week? Is he going to be even available for that? And this is the problem that I've got. And this is why I've been saying, why haven't we got 30 killers? Because we're having to wonder who is our main striker. And we're thinking about Mecha, who scored 6 goals in the last 2 years because he's always out injured. You know, DCL, horrible injury record, still working his way to match fitness. You know, he's probably fit, but not match fit, which is 2 different things, people. But we should have gone for someone 30, man. I mean, look at Mitrovic. It's still not too late, 49ers. Bring me Mitrovic and let me see this to counter this that I had to see today. Genghis saying here, Peru did zilch up front. But Genghis, I'll throw this back to you. What people saying this, what could he have done? Where was the service? Did he have an outlet today where you would say, oh, Peru should have done better here? There wasn't. There was nothing today, people. So it's hard for me to overly criticize Peru when he hardly got a touch of the ball today. Let's have a look here. Leeds saying here, does Farke have a clue on how the opposition play before he selects our team? Clearly not yet. I mean, look, Arsenal killed us today, both in open play and in set pieces. By the way, let's speak about Perry. Hold on a minute. And that's it, Lewis. Just quickly on Peru. Lewis is absolutely right here. For everyone saying about Peru, and again, I'm not Peru's defender. I don't have a cape for him. But the facts are, when Arsenal let us have a touch of the ball today, we kept on going sideways or we kept on going back. The ball saw Perry more than we did trying to go forward today. That's the truth of the game. So it's hard to say that Peru couldn't do anything because he didn't do anything today. He couldn't do anything. He wasn't being given the ball. But Perry today, Sam saying, I'm going to give Perry a pass. I'm going to say the same, but it was a bad performance from Perry today. Really bad. Like, if that was Meslier in goal today, he'd be probably getting like obliterated. All right, he'd be obliterated. But this is something I said when we was talking about recruiting a goalkeeper. And I think Perry will be absolutely fine. People, yeah, the lights were brighter than expected. Yeah, the lights were brighter than expected. The thing that I said in regards to signing a goalkeeper was when I was talking about the Fofanas and all those other goalkeepers that were like in the league relegation zone, is that they're used to playing games where they're seeing a lot of shots. They're used to being at the bottom end and seeing a lot of action. Perry was in a progressive Lyon team. You know, he was in one of the better teams. So when he's going up against these kind of teams now, much like when they face Man United in the Europa League, it's going to be a different kettle of fish for him. He's going to have to be on it all the time. And it's just going to have to be an adjustment for him. His distribution's got to be better as well. And that is actually one of his strengths, distributing in terms of the ball. By the way, I'm just going to say this as well. It's Neuer's 20th year. And much like with Pep and everyone trying to copy Pep and thinking that Mike Smith from down the road can play out with his feet, you know, Neuer's the reason why everyone wants their goalkeeper to have good distribution because of him. You know, it's crazy how things go, and I don't blame Neuer for that. He's one of the GOATs. He's one of the best ever. But yeah, it's just crazy how one goalkeeper transformed that whole position where, oh yeah, he can save shots, but can he play out with his feet? All crazy, isn't it? All crazy. But yeah, and again with this as well, playing at the back didn't help, and again that did not help Perry either. But just with a couple of the shots, the Saka one that went over his shoulder, I know it was a snapshot, but again, Goodmanson should have been following Saka. And instead, Goodmanson just left Saka alone and went central. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he did that. But he left Saka free, and Saka put it on his right foot, and it just went over Perry's shoulder. And you're just thinking, gotta have that one back, bro. Gotta have that one back. Clayman here saying Bogle was the best of a bad bunch today. Goodmanson was shocking. Yeah, yeah. Not Michael saying 40 points. We need 9 more wins. Where are they coming from playing like that away from home? Michael, that 40 points thing is a myth. No promoted team in the last couple of years or even few years. That 40 points is old school. You probably don't even need 40 points anymore to survive. You don't. I mean, with our 31 that we got relegated with a couple of years ago, would have been enough to survive in a couple of these past couple of seasons. But you need to get points on the board. Every point is pressure. That's why I was enjoying the Everton win so much, because wins are going to be hard to come by. And I really do think that some fans have underestimated the quality of the Premier League. They're seeing some of the scores going around saying, oh, this Premier League thing's going to be easy, but it's not. And especially if you're going to keep putting out a majority of the lineup like this, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ian saying here, none of them wanted the ball in the second half. Again, I don't blame them. I mean, they should want the ball. They're professionals, go to the end, but they could see how the game was going. And even when they did get the ball in and everyone else, what happened with it? It just got turned over back to Arsenal, and we're back defending. That was the story of the game, people. Yeah, Cloud Dizzle, we're back, baby. We're back. And like I said, before we started the season, people was all like, yes, the Premier League, yes, yes. And I said by game week 10, I could be like this. Yeah, people, we're back for another game review. Yeah, but no, listen, took 2 game weeks. Crazy. Am I doing okay for you people? Am I doing okay? Look, it's heavy, and no one wants to be on the end of a whooping like we've been on. I'm just trying to give you my perspective of why the game went like this and why we should not even be seeing Sam Byram on this bench in 2025. And again, just for the people that get all precious and prissy about it, got nothing against Byram. I've had him on my channel. But this is the Premier League, man. We've got to be acting like a serious football club, man. Serious football club does not bring on Sam Byram to replace Jayden Bogle in 2025 at the Emirates. It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen, man. Man said I'm the Dalai Lama. That's tremendous, man. Darren here saying, at least we got the dose of reality early. Yeah. And look, Darren and everyone else, just to warn you, this won't be the last time. You know, this isn't going to be the only time that we're going to ship in 4 goals this season. Guarantee it's going to probably happen a couple more. But it's about how you do it. There's a way of going. Listen, this is no excuse for it. But even if you like spread it out between 20, 40, 60, 80, and it was 5-0, wasn't it? My bad. You spread out the goals instead of it being 4-0 before 60 minutes. That's when it's like, man. Oh, man, it sucks. Listen. See, here we go. We're going with knee jerk. We're going with knee jerk. This isn't true. Pete, you're telling lies, because against Everton, Peru absolutely held up the ball and was playing in people. But again, we weren't playing Everton today, Pete and everyone else. But I'm saying we're not just going to say he doesn't hold up the ball. He did all of that on Monday, which is probably why he got the start again and not Metcha. Yeah, other teams are also going to get spanked by us. So yeah, we won't be the only ones, people. But will they make it that easy though? And we really did make it easy today. Really did make it easy. There will be losses. There will be victories for Arsenal. That will be 3-4. I'm sure they will. But we made it so easy for them to play today. Timber getting 2 goals. It doesn't happen, man. You know what I mean? Random saying here, hello darkness, my old friend. PTSD from last time. Yeah. Lewis already looking at rival results. 2 games in, Brighton, do us a favor and give Everton a bashing. Yeah, look, our goal difference did take a hit today, but obviously it's still early in the season. But also the reason why I say this is there's 8 days left. I'm going to be away next week until Friday, but I will still do a match review for the Sheffield Wednesday game. I'll do it on my phone. You guys seem to like that anyway when I do it when I'm away from this usual desk that I've got. But I want there to be interruption on my week away. I want us to be going in with some actual quality signing. So I have to go, oh man, I've got to talk to you about this signing. And I want that to happen next week. We need that. I need that. We need that. And I deserve it. Yes. Robert saying here, men against boys. Yeah. Ram saying it's going to be a long week. Yeah. But yeah, it's a rough one. It's a tough one to take, but That's what it is today. I think that is it, people. Is there anything else of note that you guys want to get off your chest before we get out of here for Saturday night? We missed the Welsh goat. Oh, Ampadu, yeah, of course. Nidar here saying new manager might be the biggest signing. Well, look, as well, people, I will be back tomorrow morning and I'll do it live. I'll do the what we call here the cool down, where we just take from things that we may have missed in the game today, plus Farke's quotes, and we'll go through them in the morning. Okay, we'll take the night, sleep it off, and come back tomorrow and see what he's actually said about the game. That'll be tomorrow morning. So hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live, and you can join me for that chat there as well. So yeah, I think that is it. I think that is it, isn't it, people? Yeah, I think we're done for today. And also, what I will say as well at the end of this video, people, when it's done, in the comment section, if you can scroll across where it says hype and press hype on the video, it will help me out immensely, as well as liking the video. So if you can do that for me for this kind of match reaction as well, it will mean the world. So thank you. Will saying here, poll, you really want the poll result for this? Okay, all right. The clash between the teams today, it was just a little one tongue-in-cheek one in it, but yeah, 27% saying a golf, worlds apart saying 33%, another dimension 40%. So there you are. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't want to see the poll again. Tremendous. Guys, I will see you in the next one. Listen, as well, if every time I have to say this after a defeat, because people lose their heads, especially the passion merchants, even though we've lost 5-0, will say you're overreacting or something. Be respectful in the comments, otherwise you will just get hidden and you'll be hidden from the community. Simple as that. Can't make it any clearer for you. But enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the cool down. Peace out.